Welcome back to Carahcast, the podcast from Carahsoft, the trusted government IT solutions provider. Subscribe to get the latest technology updates in the public sector. I'm Corey Baumgartner, your host from the Carahsoft production team. On behalf of LiveAction, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast, focused on how to ensure adherence and fulfillment of cloud-related obligations outlined in OMB M-21-31 and Zero Trust, while also effectively facilitating network monitoring and analytics for levels 0 to 3 as specified in OMB M-21-31. John Smith, CTO and founder, will discuss LiveAction's solutions to address the new requirements that OMB M-21-31 presents.
So the Memorandum 2131 really clarifies Section 8. It talks about increasing visibility before, during, and after a security incident. And it talks about collecting and analyzing logs on premises, but also in the cloud for detection, investigation, remediation. And it really details out the logging and retention. And we'll go into much more detail on that as well. And it does talk about information sharing. And there's the NIST document that I showed briefly. And I'll talk more about that. That talks more about how to do logging, and this is provided by NIST. So what is the different maturity levels? So I'll just briefly go over the different levels, and we'll dig into EL2 specifically. But EL0 was basically making sure all the critical things are logged to get started with. And EL1 built upon that foundation and talked about more logging, different type of events. But they added things like sharing of information with CISA and FBI, and doing planning like user behavior monitoring. And I'll dig into this user behavior monitoring because the planning should have happened in EL1, but you have to implement in EL3. Not part of EL2, but I think some of the things that you do in EL2 will affect how it's done in EL3, for example. So there's some consequences of how you actually implement each tier. And EL2, I'll go into more detail in the next few slides, but the big one here is the inspection of encrypted traffic, and packet storage for 72 hours comes up in this level. In EL3, I'll talk a little bit more, but it becomes much more advanced in terms of using AI, ML techniques for user behavior monitoring, and also centralized access.